Hey, what's up out there? I've been sitting back and just, you know, looking at all the stories and all the videos people posting about all the riots and all the cop beating videos and stuff like that. And it really shocks me because there's so much judgment these days, and people's got to find a reason to have a problem with other people, and there's no trust no more, and no real, I don't know, careful people in the world. When I was growing up, it didn't matter what color you were or what neighborhood you lived in or what you wore to school. It's just common, I don't know, knowledge and likes that you run into somebody, and they like, you like football, they like football, you like basketball, they like basketball. And then it gets into cars or hobbies, drawing or whatever. And you made a friend with anybody that gave you the time of day to be a friend. And you didn't have to worry about proving anything or having more than this person or anything like that. And now, I see kids, teenagers, and even adults that, back when I was a kid, we didn't talk about racism, and we didn't talk about, killing cops and doing people wrong and beating up old people and all this other shit. And it's sad. uh I got 3 kids, and when I was a kid, I would have dreams about growing up and doing this and becoming that. And there was nothing. The only thing that held you back growing up was yourself, because people motivated and people pushed and opened doors, and people were there for you. People generally cared about your future and even the present, how you were doing. And if you wasn't the same, people exposed it, and your friends were there, your family was there. And now it's like, even the youngest of people, they want to brag about having this and brag about that, and look what I'm doing. And relationships aren't the same with, not what I can do to meet my significant other, at the halfway point. It's, I want everybody else to see what I do for this person and how much I spend. Or it's all about show and tell. When I was growing up, there wasn't no pictures and selfies and vines and all this other shit to grab attention. Not that I have anything against it, because I like it. I like vines and people taking pictures and all that. I mean, but it seems like now the only conversations that go on is explained through postings and pictures and videos. It's like you can't say hi to somebody without stopping and texting, and or calling and saying, hey. You can't just look at a person in their face and say, hey, hi, how you doing? There's none of that. And even our kids that we want to send to the right schools and have the right teachers and meet the right friends. And that bus driver better not fuck my kid over, or treat him any different than any other kid, because I'll beat him up and all this. And yet we allow society and social media to brainwash, I guess. It's like, even kids, they have it in their mind that it's all about what can stay charged long enough for me to have a good time. You know, when I was growing up, I got kicked out of the house and thrown into the yard. And that was, not hard to do because we stayed outside all day. Sometimes we'd try to stay out all night and you know, not doing stupid shit, just playing and running through the woods and running through the neighborhood and riding bikes and fixing bikes and playing sports. And now you gotta beg your kid to go outside, and then when they get out there, it's like, I can't do this, and I'm hot, and don't get me wrong, it's hot as shit outside. Even adults like, no, hell with outside. And I feel bad for people that work outside because it's hot as hell, and you never make enough money to be satisfied with working like that, or you might make enough money. Hell, I don't know. But basically what it boils down to is we need to stop doing what we're doing and complaining about what's out in front for our kids, because everything that we do now, our kids have to pay for. Everything that we do now is paving the way for kids to grow up and be just like us, because ultimately kids look up to older people. They always have, they always will, and they base what they feel and what they do and what they say off of the next man up. You wonder why your kids repeat words after you, and then they start talking like you and stuff like that. And my kids do it with me and my wife and stuff like that, and it's like, it's cute to hear them talking like us and stuff like that until they say a bad word, and then you're like, hey, whoa. But it's because of what we enable them to do. And I'm not judging anybody, because I know that I've told my kids to say this and say that before. It's funny, but then I get mad when they're playing and they say a bad word or something. I'm like, hey, and it's, I don't know, I guess it's ignorant of me, and I'll take that because, it's true. But ultimately, I worry about my kids growing up to what is happening now. Every race is fueling the fire. There's nobody that's going to stop and say, you know what, we need to stop. Because it's more attention when you go with the flow. I mean, I see people posting shit on Facebook about, rebel flags and all this and all that, and, gangs and this and that last year this time you couldn't tell me what a rebel flag looked like, Confederate flag, whatever. And then, the people that cry about being mistreated by cops, and then you see the ignorance on Facebook about more cops need to die and we need to do this and take our streets back and this and that. Shit, y'all in the streets now acting a fool. That's why the cops is in your neighborhood all the damn time. You talking about we need to take our neighborhood back. Shit, you got the neighborhood. And then you complain because you get done wrong, and the first thing you want to do is call the police to save your ass. And it's ignorant. And I thought twice about doing this recording, because people's gonna pass judgment and this and that and say that I think I'm too good and whatever, and it's really not, because I feel bad about my kids being raised in a society that's so judgmental and refuses to give up fighting, to give up blame and pointing fingers and all this other stuff. It's like, what is it getting you? Where is it getting you? You might get more respect from your peers and all that to go against the grain and to have feelings about this and that, but you don't realize everything that you're doing now, going against the grain and fighting and arguing and judging about this and about that, you're not going to catch the blowback from it. your kids are, your sons and your daughters and your nieces and nephews. And we got to stop. We got to stop being so ignorant to letting everything happen when we can control what we do. And my case is, I stay clear of it, because I'm not racist. Anybody that ever known me growing up, and even now, you know me, you know that I'm the furthest person from racism that you'll ever meet. But at the same time, I can't sit back and act like it doesn't bother me when I see my own people, my own peers, and my own race talk about how they've been mistreated and all this and all that. It's like, damn, it's you never win. So I wish everybody would just take a step back and think about our kids, and think about taking less time to show out, and taking less time to want attention, and turn to our kids and want to make it better for our kids. Because I know me, I don't want to leave behind my kids to try to clean up after our mess. And it's not fair, We're sending our kids to school, and we're teaching our kids at home. And it does no good if we're sending them out on the front line in the streets that we create, and the drama that's out there, and the judgment, and the racism, and the comparing. I just pray that, one day everybody, every race, every age wakes up and does their part to just help each other. You see somebody down, help them up. You see somebody struggling, just be there for them. And you got to start with your family and your friends, and just love them and be there for them, and do right by people, and do right by yourself. Don't try to be somebody you're not. And just pray and hope for the best for our kids. If we don't wake up and change what's going on now, I fear that it's going to be bad for our kids, and I don't want that. I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for my neighbors' kids. I don't want that from my family's kids. I don't want that from anybody. Whether you're black, white, Asian, red man, I don't care. So we need to just take into consideration that we ain't going to be held accountable for our actions now. It's our children that we love and want the best for growing up that's going to pay for what we do. They're already going to have it hard enough growing up in this world the way it is. Let's try to make it easier for them. Everybody out there that knows who I am, y'all know I love everybody. I love my family. I love my extended family, my friends, my kids especially. I love my wife, everybody that's in my life, that's been in my life, and those that I grew up around and everything. I got nothing but love for everybody, and I wish everybody the best. And if anything, just say I hear you. You don't have to agree with me or disagree with me. Just hear me out. I'll take it easy.